So we just got Friday Night SmackDown at Madison Square Garden. Always feels big because of the history, but next time WWE, maybe don't play with our feelings like that. Stop teasing Edge's retirement. We are not ready for that. This show felt a little bit different. Pretty much half the show focused on the bloodline, and it didn't necessarily build to new rivalries. It was a fun show nonetheless. The bloodline stuff is great. I was just wondering, how can Roman Reigns cry on demand? Must involve a lot of thinking. Okay, I gotta imagine plucking my pubic hair. And you might be wondering, dude, we didn't see LA Knight, and I'm with you right here. Well, the people in the audience actually got to see LA Knight during a commercial or after the show, I'm not sure. He received a massive pop when he interrupted Hit Row. He beaten the crap out of every single member by himself, and as the audience, who runs this place? It's LA Knight, by the way. So let's talk about SmackDown, but before that, a word from our sponsor. This video is sponsored by Wrestling GM, where you can actually prove that you can book it better. Wrestling GM is the best wrestling simulation game in the world. The only game where you can be a business owner, TV show writer, and universe creator at the same time. Pick who fights who becomes champion, manage each wrestler's career, write your own storylines and feuds, and even create your own wrestlers and companies. Find out why 250k plus players continually keep playing Wrestling GM. The game is very deep and the opportunities to play it are endless. It is the perfect mix of creativity and strategy. You can control and create all the outcomes within the game. I also played this game before on my channel. The playlist of Wrestling GM series is in the description below. Wrestling GM is available on all iOS and Android devices, and there's a link to download the game in the description below. Welcome back to the channel, let's just jump into it. The show kicks off with the Usos. They said it felt good to finally beat Roman Reigns. Paul Heyman and Solo Sikoa interrupt. Heyman will serve as defense for Roman Reigns. The Usos told him to shut up, but Heyman said the only man who can tell me what to do is the tribal chief. Solo Sikoa takes the microphone, drops it, and just waited for Roman's music to hit. My man entered like the final boss. It doesn't matter if he got pinned. Last time he checked, he's still the tribal chief. He's having trouble understanding why he's here tonight. Tribal court isn't official unless he calls for it. Jey and Jimmy said they won't be manipulated like they always are. And they showed a video package of Roman Reigns disrespecting every single member of the bloodline. And Roman Reigns has the perfect defense. That's not me. The person in the video is not me. Classic manipulation. I didn't run over that grandma. That's not who I am. That doesn't define me. You're talking about all this when my children are watching? You're embarrassing me in front of my family? These are just the worst moments to embarrass me. I'm carrying this family. And you know what? I don't need or want the responsibilities of tribal chief anymore. I'm done. And he hesitated, but eventually it seemed like he gave that privilege to Jey Uso. This was a huge moment. When Roman touched the championship, people thought he's going to give the championship as well, but he just threw it on the ground. Roman was crying, Roman was emotional, but all of that was fake because eventually he punched him into cojones. So of course then we got this big brawl between the bloodline and the Usos, and we saw a very tense moment between Roman Reigns and Solo Sikoa, who kinda wants to be the tribal chief as well. He's thinking about it. Before this confrontation ends, we got the Usos with the attack again. So the brawl continues. This was actually really fun. Yes, logically nothing really changed, but these guys really know how to play with the audience both in the arena and at home. So we got this cool moment of Jey Uso being unable to move, and they just beaten the shit out of Jimmy until Jey sets free, but he ate the Samoan spike. In the end, the bloodline stands tall. This is great, man. Even though it didn't necessarily achieve anything, like I've said, nothing really changed. To be fair, what else could you really expect? Could you really expect Jey Uso as the tribal chief? Not really. This whole segment was almost half the show of SmackDown. You know what? I'm not complaining. I just wish we got LA Knight, because one of my favorite moments in wrestling right now is just waiting for LA Knight's entrance and hearing the pop. Then we see Jimmy Uso taken to the hospital. Will we see Jey again on the show? We saw the United States Championship match between Austin Theory and Sheamus. The match was fun, but it got me thinking, man. Ever since Austin Theory lost to John Cena, he's doing absolutely nothing. Him and Pretty Deadly are boring to me right now, and it just made me realize, like, during this match, how much I kinda want Austin Theory to to lose the championship. He's good, but this United States Championship title reign is doing absolutely nothing. So of course you can imagine what happened during this match. We got Pretty Deadly, we got the Brawling Brutes. Sheamus, like an idiot, focused on Pretty Deadly and got pinned by Austin Theory, still your United States champion. And to be fair, Sheamus winning the United States Championship would be cool. Obviously he deserves something. The man is putting on bangers every week, every time he's in the ring. But you know, at the same time, it wouldn't feel as good as Sheamus winning the Intercontinental Championship. That's the story. That's the story Sheamus needs to finish. Probably has great conversations with Cody about that. It's time for Grayson Waller effect. The special guest was Edge. Edge wanted to talk about how special it is to be in Madison Square Garden, but Grayson Waller says, cut to the chase. Tell him what you're thinking. Get to the announcement. Then Edge wanted to talk to WWE Universe, talked about his WWE career, debut, all the matches he had in Madison Square Garden, and how special it is to be here. You know, typical babyface promo, happy to be in the city. Waller makes Edge's big announcement and says he's retiring. Why? Why would you play with our emotions like that? That's what we all thought, you know, ever since they said, well, Edge is going to be in Madison Square Garden, it's gonna be an announcement. We were like, okay, the guy is retiring. And we don't want that. Nobody wants that. Edge says, I see something big in you. But you didn't even have a match on the main roster yet. You were in the ring against John Cena, now you're in the ring with me. It's time to sink or swim. And keep that quote in mind. He says he isn't retiring. In fact, he got himself a match against Waller. Okay, did I miss something, or we didn't actually got an announcement? What's the announcement, Edge? What's the announcement? I got hemorrhoids. No, but seriously, what an opportunity for Grayson Waller. So we saw AJ Styles versus Karrion Kross. People on Twitter were talking about how big of an opportunity it is to Karrion Kross. He's going to win against AJ Styles, except the match was actually really short and AJ Styles won clean. Hate to say it, but it kinda seems like WWE gave up on Karrion Kross. That's really unfortunate. Asuka says no one is ready for, and she got interrupted by Bianca Belair. We got a brawl, we see Charlotte Flair, everyone is fighting. We even saw Io Sky with Bayley. They even teased a cash-in, but unfortunately it didn't happen. Not that I actually expected one anyway. Did you guys know that this is actually the second longest reigning Money in the Bank reign? Women's? Now think about it. Almost every time someone won the Money in the Bank briefcase in the women's division, they cashed in the same night. So we got Edge versus Grayson Waller. Finally, we got to see Edge in the ring after such a long time, and for the first time, Grayson Waller. This was a really fun match. You know, I didn't know a lot about Grayson's moveset, but it's pretty good. And you know, Edge always, you know, surprises me how at that age, he's a better wrestler than he was, I don't know, 15 years ago, right? Every time I'm watching Edge in the ring, it just seems like he's, you know, appreciating every second he still has in that ring, and I'm with him right here. Really entertaining match, but of course, a great finish, spear, and Edge takes the W. He grabs the microphone and says, "You swam." I feel like that is a better debut than winning a match. Edge being like, dude, you got this. Hopefully we're going to see Edge at SummerSlam though. Like, I feel like we could still have that big match, but I don't know who the opponent should be. Maybe LA Knight? But then Edge would get booed. I don't know what WWE have for Edge right now. During this match, it got announced that Jey Uso is back in the arena. Roman Reigns heard about that, and they went back to the ring. He tells Madison Square Garden to acknowledge him. We hear Jey's music. He attacks Solo Sikoa. This time around, Jey Uso stands tall, and he makes a big announcement. He challenged Roman Reigns to a match for the WWE Undisputed Championship. He tells Roman to accept his challenge. So that's what we're getting at SummerSlam, and I'm super excited. Like, we already seen these matches, but there's a reason why we're getting them again. If I would have to like rank best Roman Reigns' matches or rivalries, you know, since he won the Universal Championship, I feel like number one is Jey Uso. I feel like that's pretty obvious, right? I absolutely can't wait. I know Roman is going to win, but it's one of these matches that at least gives you that 1% chance that Jey Uso is going to win, and you know, we just gotta see what's gonna happen with the storyline. Maybe Solo is going to turn on Roman. It's gonna be really interesting. And that was your SmackDown. Thank you very much for watching this video, spending some time with me right here. As always, the great one, peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.